Exerto writes, former MrBeast employee Jake Weddle claims he turned down 190K payment and apology. Oh, huh. I wasn't really a fan of this guy, found him to be quite annoying, but that sounds pretty respectable. Let me see how that went down.
What are our options? Is this legally considered defamation? Because I'm the one struggling here. Can someone please tell me just what my options are here? Because we were supposed to lunch this morning today. Jake knows what he wants. Jake knows what he thinks he needs. He just wants to be a stand-up comedian and making all that free. He has no idea how much fucking money I spent on that video. It's just forever. Jake, I don't think Jake's a problem. I think it's Dawson. He really pushed.
That's right. I got that sent to me, and you know what? That was AI. Yeah, that was AI. And I'm not gonna lie, that was
Shoot. Okay, well, the title was a little clickbaity, but fair enough. We're in the first minute, and he said it was fake.
Pretty damn good AI, wasn't it? That was dude. I thought I had the smoking gun for like 2-3 hours. Swear to God, I was in my room dancing like baby Drizzy, baby Drizzy.
These types of people are they are making it way harder for me to continue enjoying Kendrick Lamar's music. Like, was I wrong? Like, if all of these absolute loser dorks like this thing, it must not actually be good or cool. I must have been wrong to think that I liked it because there's it. Why do so many awful people that I would never want to be around like this stuff?
But alas, no. That was AI. I kept listening to it for a couple of hours, and I was like, this doesn't. Hold on, wait a second. Why isn't there anybody else in the room talking? You know? And I sent it to a lot of people too. I was like, does this sound real? Does this sound real? I had somebody on my behalf put it in one of those like AI like scan to see if it's AI things, and it, swear to God, it came back 2% likelihood it's AI, and it's AI. I almost got bamboozled, and I knew it was fishy when I was trying to text the person some more information, you know? And then they weren't responding. I almost got bamboozled.
What did it say? You promise you're a real person and I'm not fucking myself by posting this? It's not AI? Haha. It's almost 2 on the money. What's your job? Like, why were you in the room? And again, I can't thank you enough for this if this is real. But if it's not, I'm fucked. Haha. He's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is that? Sextuple texting? Also, how did you get this number? Again, just making sure I'm not fucking myself here. This is huge, and I love this and love you. Okay, that's a little bit desperate, bro. Chill out.
I knew it was fishy when I was trying to text the person some more information, you know? And then they weren't responding, and I was like, hey.
Come on, bud. Give me something so I know this isn't AI. And please, tell me how you got this number. And then, super hilarious picture. Please.
Hey, man, you're gonna really fuck up my shit if this isn't real, dude. But I did end up figuring.
Oh, no, it'd be you fucking up your shit. If you published something that wasn't real, just because you took some guy's word, did 0 actual vetting.
Figuring out and concluding that this was fake. And yeah, I'm a dummy. Okay, whoopsie daisies. And I don't know, if you look back at my Ava Tyson video that I made before, shit hit the fan. Well, that was one of my points, is you never want to jump the gun. You always want to vet your sources. I was in an emotional place, and I almost jumped the gun. And I almost did not vet my sources, and thank God I did. The AI is getting so crazy, that people can just make shit up and send it to people and go, wow.
It's so crazy that people can make shit up. It's the first time on the internet people have been making things up. That is crazy.
Wow, this is hot off the presses, and it's bullshit. People are making deep fake, adult videos out of people, and that, if it's not a crime, should be. I think it's a crime. I'm pretty sure it's a crime. So as AI in, technology like that gets more and more and more, scary, for the love of God, check your sources. Vet your sources. Make sure the sources you have are good. Because otherwise, you're going to look like an idiot. I came this close to looking like an idiot. I'm an idiot. I didn't expect.
And how are you saying you got that close? Like you were about to post it without getting a response from that other person? But then you act like you're this expert vetter and you're going to tell everybody else how to do shit? All right, you got me. I took my resume off my website. Super good fake though. So he just had his resume up on his website, and that's how they got his phone number. Yeah. You want to know how I got your phone number? You posted it publicly on your website. Yep. Yep. So I just looked at it and then texted that number. Like, damn, I'm impressed. I will be doing a video about this. Lol. Ha ha ha. Sorry, man. I didn't expect you to actually respond. I was just messing around and thinking it might be funny if it ended up on Drama Alert or something, but definitely pushed it too far. Crying face. But for real, fuck Beast. But for real, fuck Beast. Out of context sounds, or has very different implications. Hope things can get better for you, man. Sorry for causing more trouble, but glad you can do a video at least. Why is he saying, hope things get better for you, man? Was Jake whining and crying about other stuff that hasn't been included in the screenshots here? Bro, you would have fucked my whole shit up. I thought it was the Beast team fucking with my head, no lie. You know how paranoid I've been? Ha ha ha. And you know what? It was believable as fuck.
Expect you to actually respond. I was messing around thinking it might be funny. Ended up on Drama Alert or something, but definitely pushed it too far.
Oh, shit.
Bro, you would have fucked
Everything.
my whole shit up. I thought that was the Beast team fucking with my head. You know how paranoid I've been? And then I started singing this dude's praises, man. I was like, you beat the AI test. You made it stutter? This guy made an AI stutter? Look,
That does not seem that impressive to me. That seems like one of the first things you would add after the first iteration of of it. Like, oh, you know what? Let's add some stutters and some ums to make stuff sound more natural.
no problem with that guy. I mean, if I ran with it and my credibility tanked, then yeah, that guy would have really pissed me off, but I'm a very forgiving person, so it's all right. I honestly gave him credit. I was like, that was pretty good. That was a damn good AI. You got a good future ahead of you, brother. Just use it for good, all right? What did Uncle Ben say? With great power comes great... Oh! No, that's a...
We did not need that. Okay. Well, hilarious Spider-Man reenactment.
That's not what the real Jimmy said. However, the real Jimmy did reach out. Okay? All right? Let's hope this doesn't, relax. Listen. Jimmy reached out. But before I talk about how the conversation went and what's happening moving forward, I know the weight that all of this has. Because Jimmy hasn't publicly responded yet. And as of right now, I'm recording this Wednesday morning, okay? So I don't know if things have changed since the timing of this upload. It should be Friday when this goes up. So let me just talk about why this is so important. Everything I said in Dogpack's video, everything I said in both of my videos, everything I've been saying is my true feelings. That's how I felt, and those are things I saw with my eyeballs and heard with my earballs. And I stand behind all of those things with my full ass chest. Ass chest? And I wanted to talk to you guys.
That's literally a joke that my friends and I did in high school. Or if you said, oh, that's a ass ball, and you go, ass ball? Oh, ball, that's so funny.
I said in my community notes, which I'm going to tone those down. Sorry about that. But in my community notes, I asked you guys, this is how I think Jimmy should respond publicly to everything. But for me, this is how I'd like it to be handled for me. And I asked you guys, if like he offered me money, what would you guys be okay with? Because I'm iffy about it, dude. Like
Why do you care what people like? I mean, realistically, as long as you're being honest, you're not lying or over exaggerating stuff. I don't care how much money you make off of this, but why are you so insecure about it? It's weird.
I've consistently said that I don't care about money.
I just don't think people get mad about that anymore. There's not people like calling celebrities sellouts and stuff. Really, that's not a thing like it was back in the day with rock stars and stuff.
In fact, I have turned down money from Jimmy on multiple occasions. There was a hide and seek video we did, right? I was in 2 out of the 3 hide and seek videos that came out when they were coming out, pretty consistently. And in the first hide and seek video, me and my good buddy Ben Malone, we found each other in the theater room, East Carolina University, and we said to each other, and this used to happen sometimes behind the scenes when I was there, which I don't think this is too crazy. Honestly, I think it's all in good fun. We would say, hey man, if one of us gets first, let's split it, huh? And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And that's not terrible and fake. It's just honestly, I think that makes it more
Rigged. That's rigged. Arrested.
fun because it's not about winning and losing your money. It's just having a good time. And so on the first one, Ben Malone won, right? And me and Ben were actually the last two contestants left. So the fact that it came down to us two, and we still got to split it, that was really cool. So that was great. So me and Ben split that prize money. In the second hide-and-seek video, we filmed that on the set of one of the Hunger Games. That was where District 12 was. Me and Ben didn't have that conversation again. You know, hey, if one of us wins, let's split it, right? We just played the game, you know? And I got out like sixth place. And then Ben Malone won again. I swear to God, that wasn't fake. Ben was the unironic hide-and-seek champion. And when it was over, he said, Jake, I won. You want to split it? And I said, what? No, we didn't have an agreement like that this time. And I got like sixth place. No, that's fine. You keep all the money. And what was that? I think it was like $75,000. And we split that. That's how much? 30 and some change? I don't know. So yeah, I've turned down a lot of money before. Just because it's not about, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about money. I think everybody should just be able to eat food.
He doesn't care about money. So wasn't sure exactly where he's going with this, but sounds like he's saying he's turning down the money for sure. He doesn't care about the money.
Have a house and get medical care. I hate money so much. Oh, it's ran my life. I hate it. So in that spirit, when solitary
It's just so we can exchange value. Wait, what do you mean you hate money? So if we didn't have money, are you going to start hating the bananas and the chickens that we have to trade amongst each other? You know, hating money, that is like performatively liberal or leftist. I don't even know. But what you hate money just as a concept? Storing value? Fuck that. That's capitalist.
confinement was over, yeah, I was upset. I didn't get what I thought I was getting. I thought I was getting 300. And I got like a third of that. You take the taxes out, I got let you know. And it was more about the treatment. It was more about how I felt. It was more about feeling like the guy on the street who Jimmy gives money to, and he's supposed to be thankful he got it. And the fact that it was still a mechanism of the game, you know, that's what I didn't like. Nothing to do with money. Yeah, so Jimmy called. Well, he texted. First, I was at a pizza place in Brooklyn. You know, just eating a pizza. That's what you do at a pizza place in Brooklyn. Where is my Jimmy DM? Where is my Jimmy DM? He said, hey, I wanted to reach out and say I didn't mean to cause you mental stress with that video, and I apologize. Clearly, it had an effect on you. You mentioned you'd like to be paid out the rest of the prize money, the other $190,000. And I'd love to make things right with you. I have zero expectation of you mentioning me sending you this money publicly or taking down any videos. This is just me wanting to help you out and make sure you're good. I just need to know if you still have the same bank or not. We'll send you the money on Monday. Wish you the best. Now, let's talk about that. I didn't want him to make a public spectacle about his apology to me. I still think
You were going to do that?
he owes a massive collective something. You know, an apology, an explanation, just a statement. And as of this moment, you know, more stuff is going to come out. So I think he should wait and publicly say something about everything soon. But he's got to digest everything as it trickles out, right? So for me, the personal apology, the person-to-person thing, you know, there was no lawyers around. It wasn't a spectacle. There was no camera in my face. I respected that. That's how I would have wanted it to go down. But I couldn't take it. I couldn't.
Dang. Turn down MrBeast's hush money. Wow. Or definitely not hush money.
Couldn't take 100. I just couldn't take it. Because it's still a mechanism of the game. It's still like the rest of the prize money. And that's not what it was about. But the other consistent point I was making was when you have no money, it's not a choice, is it? So I need that money. But I don't want you guys to think that that's going to change how I feel. I don't want you guys to think I'm going to go back on anything I said. I still want Dogpack's videos to come out and shed light on some stories that need to be heard. And I want Rosanna to keep fucking crushing it, that bitch. Oh, she's so fucking... Gosh, she's crushing it, dude. I talked to somebody else over there.
Beautifully said. Nice.
A good friend who I lost, who was a saint, who broke his ankle. I did not lose him as a friend. In fact, the same night Jimmy called, I had a 3-hour-long conversation on the phone with that guy. And that was lovely. And so, yeah, I'm one of those assholes who does get along with everybody. Isn't that annoying? I swear to God, Dogpack is public enemy number 1 over there. And I love that guy, okay? And then over here, I got MrBeast employees texting me saying, Jake, we love you too. Fellas, hey, come on. So, Jimmy texted me that.
Is there something wrong with me that irritated me so much? I just can't stand this guy. Ugh.
And I did what I do best. I yap. Oh, I'm a yapper. Oh, I be yapping. I sent Jimmy big long texts. I sent him big long texts about how I feel. I sent him big long texts about why I felt like I had to huff and puff my chest. Why I was so
I bet you did. Did you text him insert crying for 15 minutes somewhere in there?
scared to come out. I I said everything basically that I said in all those dog pack videos. I said him to his face. And he called me, because when you get that many text messages, like, whoa, hey, let's talk on the phone, okay? So we talked on the phone for a while. And I'm just, for the sake of, look, if I'm building this audience on authenticity, being honest, being genuine, okay? Also crying a lot. That's funny. Yeah. That's my brand, is being honest and crying a lot. You know how many thumbnails I've been in where I'm crying? I've been in a lot of crying thumbnails, Philip DeFranco. I'm in one Philip DeFranco thumbnail. I'm going to do a reenactment
Yeah, well, you cried on camera in a big video.
of what our phone conversation between me and Jimmy was. And this is not exactly how it happened. This is a reenactment for the sake of comedy, but this is the crux of what it was. And look, when Jimmy was on the phone, I've seen Jimmy speak at regular hangouts. I've seen Jimmy speak on camera, behind the camera. When I tell you, this is the most human I've ever heard Jimmy speak. So take that as you will. So me and Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that as nothing. It's the most of it sounds too corny for me to believe anybody saying that about anyone, really. Maybe if it was like your relative dying on their deathbed and you thought it seemed really authentic because they told you, Jake, now that I'm leaving this earthly plane, I can tell you I could never fucking stand you this whole time. Your jokes are so annoying. Bleh. You know, that maybe, but
Jimmy are texting a little bit, and then he calls me, and the conversation goes, "Hey, I'm really sorry about all that. That was fucked up, and I should have put you through that. So I have a lot of money. Do you want some? Oh, how much money? How about the rest of the money from the thing? About $190,000. Would you like that? Would you like $190,000? Oh, that's the thing. I know. I don't want you to think that you got to take any videos down. I don't want you to think you're. You don't have to post anything because I don't want it to look like I'm buying you out or you're being silent. I want you to keep doing what you're doing. This is just for me to make things. Yeah, right. I respect that. I appreciate that. But you know how it looks. For you to give me this cash that I desperately need, right?
according to you, you deserve this money from the game. Or maybe I misunderstood, but I thought the first time around that's basically what he's saying is that if he had been paid out according to how he understood the rules, he would have gotten this money to begin with. So, yeah, I don't know why that would be such a big deal.
I want my audience to trust me here. I want to remain credible. Yeah, totally. So I can. You don't even like post about it. Don't worry about it. Just take this cash. I just don't. Counter offer 50. You save $140,000. You just give me 50.
That's too much hush money, Jimmy. Maybe give me a quarter of that, and that's that's an acceptable amount of hush money for me to be taking. I don't think people will be bothered by that. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that you want to make money from doing this. Like, it seems pretty obvious that you would like to, make a living or make an income at YouTube at the very least. Maybe, want to supplement your stand-up comedy with it or something like that. Just very few people are going to have a problem with you being open about the fact that you want to make money as long as you're just being honest about what happened with you. If you came out and you're clickbaiting and lying about MrBeast stories and stuff, and then you're, hey, check out my Patreon after you tell a bunch of lies, then yeah, that would be scummy. People would be mad at that, but this is bizarre. You just screwed yourself out of 140,000 and it arguably look worse because you're like trying to play this game with people and like we're supposed to see this as a massive sacrifice that you're making basically, but you're taking money from the guy that you've been criticizing. I don't think that he would take it as hush money. I'm not being literal when I say that, but I just seems more performative to me, and I find it more irritating than if he just was open about wanting to make money.
It's going to cover all my debts, some medical bills that I have. I have taxes on the back burner from last year because I'm freelance. And
That's not how you can keep up with your taxes when you're freelance. You don't need to be behind. Lots of people just set their taxes aside every month or whatever it is, and then pay every quarter or at the end of the year. You shouldn't be behind just because you're freelance.
that'll get me back to zero. And I get to keep saying whatever the hell I want. I get to keep being honest. I get to keep being authentic. And I'm not going to worry about you guys coming after me for being myself. Yeah, great. Bank info still the same? So that's the deal. Oh, wow. You took money from MrBeast after all that stuff you said? Yeah, I'm a socialist with a smartphone, okay? I didn't just fall out of a coconut tree. This money, this $50,000? Well, first of all, you're going to tax it. So let's say it's more like $30,000. I still have, student loans. And that's because I was going to wait to see if Joe Biden was going to get rid of those guys. Sure didn't. Oh, was I a fool in that regard? Thanks, Joe. And oh, yeah, all that.
How are you a fool? Wait, did you did you have the money to pay it off, and then you're like, well, since Joe Biden might forgive it, let me just light this money on fire, spend it on BS? Did that also go to funding the stand-up comedy career instead? Well, I mean, that's just on you then. Like, you could have just set the money aside and said, I'm going to hold off on paying this and see if it gets forgiven, and then if not, I'll use this money to pay for it. But that's on you. That's on you, man.
That money is going to go to, stuff I have to pay to live because I live in the best country in the world, So I'm not loaded still. I still have a day job. I still, am barely getting by. And I'm still not monetized either, by the way. I have to meet.
He is monetized. Now, he put out a community post like 2 or 3 hours after this saying that he was monetized. So seems like he probably had an idea he was going to be monetized pretty quickly, but, had to make sure to let us know here he's still not monetized.
Meet a
Which I don't know how he wouldn't be monetized, because I thought it's like 4,000 hours watch time and 1,000 subs, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how he wouldn't have hit 4,000 hours watch time.
watch time threshold before I get to that. And
Maybe it takes a while to be verified if you get a bunch all at once.
Thanks to you guys' attention span. Speaking of attention spans, I want to apologize again to Chad Cat's community. That was a whoopsie day. I was having a really rough day, and I saw that he was doing ADHD versions of my stuff, and I worked really, really hard on my videos where I poured my heart and soul, and I saw it reduced to 7 seconds, and I had an emotional reaction, which was not cool. I tried to make a joke at Jimmy's expense, that people have to consume content like this because Jimmy ruined everybody's brains, and I made a joke that was shitty and cunty, and the audience was like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And Chad Cat couldn't have been nicer. And I went to Chad Cat's Patreon. I gave Chad Cat $1 so I could make sure I told him personally, hey man, even though I was trying to joke, that came off real shitty, and you got a real dope community. And I even.
Yeah, it just seems so weaselly then. Like, paying the $1 to get into the Patreon, and then, and actually, I love what you're doing with the place. It's great. It's just, I just get such performative vibes from this guy. Very irritating to me.
Said, I got a video on my channel called Rat Boy Summer where I go in depth on how ADHD fucked my shit up and how thankful I am to be on medication for it. And as just to show you guys' audience,
Of course.
I get it. And now that I know, my deepest apologies. But back to the phone conversation. So we have this agreement. He's gonna give me this money. And listen, as of I'm recording this on Wednesday. I have not received it yet, which is no big deal. Again, I don't give a fuck. Okay. But if and when I do.
You are gonna bring it up in the video still.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I did say before I left. I said, wait, Jimmy, do I have to be nice to Viking? And he goes, what? No. Cool. So watch out for that. I'm too hard on Viking. He's a very easy target. I ended his career with the back of my hand, and I'll do it again. But I still meant what I said.
If you ended his career, why would you need to do it again? That doesn't even make sense. Sounds like you didn't end his career then.
When I said every penny I make moving forward is going to be because I earned it. So this $50K is, I swear to God, going to get me back to zero. Maybe not even. It might not even.
Well, you're dumb then. You should have just taken 190K.
Be enough to.
You took a payout anyway. A 50K payout. Like that's still huge money. That's a year's salary for millions of Americans, more than their actual salaries.
Cover all my debts. Maybe I'll have 2 or 3 stacks left over, as pocket change. Okay, so this was not me getting bought out. And to prove I'm not getting bought out, let me just say how I feel some more. Dogpack's next video is going to talk about some very, very serious allegations that I think if you work at Beast, don't work at Beast, fan of his, not a fan of his, people need to come forward about how they've been treated and how they've been affected. Because at the very least, if Jimmy is too big to fail, then maybe that'll make the company a little better. And maybe we'll be watching out for more stuff like that. We got to hold people accountable, myself included. Rosanna, she's doing the Lord's work over there, holding Jimmy accountable. Okay? And I firmly believe those things. And I'm going to keep saying how I vehemently disagree with his business model. I don't think sticking a camera in somebody's face and paying them that way is a good thing to do. And that's just where I come from. And I really hope a lot of...
So why did you want to work for him then? Are you just gonna say, "Oh, I'm a socialist with a phone again"? So working for MrBeast is a lot more voluntary than having a cell phone.
stuff gets addressed when Jimmy does finally speak. When it comes to me, Jimmy personally apologized. And he offered me money I wasn't comfortable accepting. But the understanding is he made an attempt to make it right, and I appreciated that. And now...
That's weird that you say it the way you did there.
Jimmy personally apologized. And he offered me money I wasn't comfortable accepting.
You did accept money from him, tens of thousands of dollars from him.
But the understanding is he made an attempt to make it right, and I appreciated that. And that was all I needed. But I also got a little bit of change that I felt a little more comfortable taking, and the ability to stay true to myself. And
a little bit of change. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. 50K? Oh, after taxes, it's like 30K. So that's when it becomes change, 30K? Hey, stop. I don't understand why he can't just be honest. But yeah, I want to make money doing this content creation thing. I'm going to take this money while I can. And, if you think that that's going to compromise me, I'm just going to show you with the content that I put out that it doesn't. Like, just do that, bro. This is genuinely more irritating. And it makes me think less of you than if you were just taking 190K. Why are you trying to trick me into thinking you're this doesn't give a fuck about money at all type of guy who just accepted a 50K payment? You negotiated the hush money.
exist on this platform, and that to me is worth $1 gajillion.
Just be honest.
And look, if Jimmy is too big to fail, if he is like an oligarch of YouTube, if he is a monarch, a king, that's fine. Let him be the king of YouTube. But if I'm the only one who can actually say whatever I want, I think that makes me the jester. Right?
Why are you the only one who can say what they want? Did everybody else get 190K payout from MrBeast? We can all say whatever we want.
Let me give you a little history lesson on what a jester is. So, the jester was the only person in the kingdom. He was like the king's, guy over here, And he was allowed to say whatever he wanted. He was allowed to say to the king's face jokes about him that were poignant.
Yeah, he's just wrong about this. Like, the jesters did have more leeway than everybody else, but also there were jesters that crossed the line and got killed or exiled for it. You didn't get to say whatever you wanted. If you knew the sensitivities of this guy and you were his jester for a long time, there were definitely jokes that you knew you could make that was a bad move to do it. Or you did it and you crossed that line and you got killed or exiled anyway. You did have more leeway than anybody else, but it was not unlimited.
It's like the people rooted for the jester, and the jester was the only one who didn't get beheaded for saying the things that he said. In fact, maybe even the king liked it, So, look, I'm going to keep talking shit. But I think I'm the only one who might be allowed to do it. So,
nope.
Jake the Viking better watch out, because Jake the jester's here. So, in that regard, I appreciate that. And if you want to see more of my videos, maybe I'll talk about, a story that happened on set.
Well, I mean, I probably will. But not because I like you, not because I want to, because I feel some sick urge, something wrong inside me that makes me watch content like yours. that irritates me. But yeah, I just wish he would say, yeah, I want to make money while I'm doing this. So I took that 190K, but I'm still going to criticize him. And you'll see I'm not compromised because of that. I'm just trying to get paid. But instead, it's like, oh no, I'm too good for money and I'm above it. So I took a $50,000 payout and then calls it some change. Just say what you're doing. I would like you more if you just did that. If you just took the 190K and owned it. Other than this. Ugh.